And we're back. Devin Zoolander here from the Devin Zoolander Show. Like, who else would it be from a show that's named after the guy that just said the Devin Zoolander Show? And I'm so happy right now because I'm having a really great non-thirsty conversation with Island Cuz, who is just telling me all kinds of stuff about what she does for a living, what kind of self-help books she reads, what kind of messages she gets from them, and how to separate the message from the messenger, or how she doesn't separate the message from the messenger because she believes the intent of the person that is disseminating the information matters just as much as the information itself. Anyway, so here's what we're going to do right now. I am going to get into. I'm going to get into like my soul a little bit. Yeah.
He's a soul.
Yeah.
Got the soul hat on.
Yeah. Well, that's what we gotta do. If you gotta let the hat lying around, you gotta rock that shit. You know what I'm saying? Right. All right. So let me see what I can do. So here's a song right here that really speaks to me.
Okay.
And I think I am a very overly analytical person.
Okay.
And sometimes that's good because you're able to think critically and you're able to get lost in the rabbit holes of your mind and your imagination. Mm-hmm. However, that also can cause you to be disassociated and be disconnected from reality because you're spending so much time in the clouds that you can't really be where your feet are.
Okay.
And it's really important. That's something I learned before, that it's really important for us to be where our feet are because the world, your mind can race, a lot of stuff can be going on around you. However, if you can
stay with your feet.
Yeah, but there's a line in the poem "If" by Rudyard Kipling where he says, if you can keep your head when all those about you are losing theirs, something like that. But anyway, we had to learn that when I joined the fraternity. But anyway, this song right here is called Overthinking by an artist by the name of Kevin Ross, who I think is extremely talented, and you all should be on to the magic that he brings to each track that he creates. This is called Overthinking. Please take this in. All right, so that song is called Overthinking, and that goes out to all of my overthinkers, my overly analytical people out there, that you sometimes can become a prisoner of your own mind. So to get back to you, I'm really enjoying this conversation that we're having. And when I say be where your feet are, that was a quote that I learned. What does that mean to you?
Mm-hmm. Be where your feet are. Stand present in the moment. I think that it's so easy for us to get lost in the sauce a little bit. Like you get lost in like everything. Your mind goes a mile a minute, especially with these things.
Yes.
It's easy to just get taken away from where you are. But there's so much beauty in the moment. There's so much beauty in where you are right now. And even if it's not where you want to be, it's not your end goal. I think that there's so much to take from the process of things that like we forget. Or we get lost. Like we have your eye on finishing school, or you have an eye on becoming successful, or becoming a millionaire, or starting a business. There's so many different ventures now. I think that we forget that the journey is just as beautiful as the reward. So when I hear "be where your feet are," that kind of takes me there. I think I've had like many journeys in my life, and you don't really appreciate them until the end. I can honestly, truthfully say that. And like, I think at the end of it all, you're like, wow, I couldn't have been here without going through that the way that I did, So I think that if I could give any advice to anyone, is just stop for a little bit and just enjoy the journey. Be where your feet are.
Absolutely. I'm glad that you were able to peel that meaning from it, because we all have to not just say quotes just because they sound cool and repost them just because they look fly. But if it's something that you can actually use, then just know why you use it. And it reminds me of a saying that I heard before that was like, a faith that can't be tested should not be trusted. So it's like, if you have faith in a certain motto or a quote or a rap lyric or a gospel hymn, whatever it is, then it's like, yo, you gotta really like feel that. You gotta understand, you gotta be at one with that. Because I remember in a previous interview that I did, I quoted Will Smith, because Will Smith in the movie Hitch, he says, life is not about life is not the amount of breaths you take, rather the amount of
moments that take your breath away.
There we go. I don't know why I just studied because I had it.
It's all right.
I'm looking at you and you visual brilliance and all that stuff. So I'm getting lost in the podcasting source right now. But I'm back now. But yeah, that's what that made me think about, because I think be where your feet are can also mean to not forget to stop and smell the roses. You talked a lot about the journey and how the journey is so important. And there's a reason why when you see outpourings of emotion because you just graduated and you just got another degree, or you just accomplished something on the athletic field, or you just got some kind of just noteworthy accommodation or achievement, and there's something that is just like cathartic and it's a release, but it's not just a release of like joy because you made it and you did it. There's also a bit of relief because all of the doubt and obstacles that you faced en route to getting to where you ultimately got to, it actually finally made sense. It's like, God, you were telling me something. For those that believe in God, like you were telling me something, and now I get it.
Right, you get it. Yeah. Coming to light moment. That's awesome.
Yeah. So I'm just be coughing all night. So just to move along, you had some other notes that you took, and I want to give you the opportunity to introduce whatever's on your mind to the platform right here.
Oh, what's on my mind? Oh my goodness. There's so many things on my mind. That's kind of like opening up like a woman's closet. There's just so much shit in there.
Got you.
I don't know. What's on your mind? What did you think about on your drive from Philly? You just came back. You just took a trip. What did you think about? Let's talk about it.
Well, I think first I thought about how driving long distance, anything can happen. And I think about how easy it is to get distracted.
Wow.
I think about how you are really left alone with your thoughts, and that can be a good thing if you're growing and you feel like you've moved on from a situation. You're learning how to not dwell on something.
Right.
Or if you're like me, Mr. Cancer, then sometimes you might become triggered, and you might receive a text message, or you might
listen to the Summer Walker album. Did you?
I listened to some of it.
Oh, see, that's where your mind went.
Yeah, but possibly. But yeah, and I think I just I thought a lot about I think sometimes I ultimately want to be a better person. I want to get better every day, but I also realize that
who you are right now is great. I hope that's what you're going to say.
Well, I appreciate that, because I need to hear that. That's a good self-talk, and that's another concept called self-compassion, which is something that we all should be practicing more, because our self-talks are really, really harsh and nasty. And if you notice, like a coach and a player, I can't just beat you down and talk about something. Come on, what's wrong with you? What are you doing? What are you thinking? It has to be balanced, where it's like, okay, I'm saying this, but I've seen you do this before. I know you can do this. I know you're better than that. And another thing I had to tell myself, I think I read one, I don't know if it was a book, or I like to say, look, wherever I get my information, whether it's a scholarly article, whether it's a meme, whether it's it's some person's status, it's a Wikipedia. If it applies, if it works for me, I'm going to use it. I'm not writing a paper right now.
Except from Dr. Nicola.
Right. That one we have to question the messenger a little bit, even if the message has some validity to it. But I got off track.
I'm sorry.
It's okay. This is pretty good, because it usually happens more frequently than. Okay, so
we were talking about your drive from Philly and how you got lost in your thoughts.
Man, okay, I'm gonna try my best. I'm gonna try to salvage what I think I was trying to say. What I would say is that I just think that sometimes in trying to be a better person, I think I said that, trying to be a better person can come with a lot of pressure, because our self-talks to ourselves often aren't filled with compassion. They are usually extremely negative and hypercritical. And I think Brené Brown, who is a scholar that talks about shame, and it's like one of those things about shame for something that either you've done to someone else or that they've done to you, is that the way it lives is that you're continuing to be silent, and that's how it can maintain power over you. So I think that there are some thoughts that I was having about things that I've done in my past that weren't my finest moments. Right. And when I was kind of reminded by that, by a text message that I received, it really made me start to really question, because just when I feel like I'm doing good, I'm moving a little bit better, I didn't DM this kind of message. I DM'd a more tame message of that, but sometimes the more tame message can be like, yeah, that's still problematic. So I think. So go ahead.
No, that was awesome. Awesome. I just have one thing that just like you gave me a light bulb. And this is something that I'm so passionate about. And I'm so passionate about getting this message like out, that I think that the hugest thing that anyone needs to learn, especially in this new world with social media, I'm so passionate about this, is delivery versus intent. Your job is the delivery, right? But the intent sometimes gets lost in that. Like, I didn't mean it like that. So I kind of don't want you to take it like that, but like, that's not your responsibility. Your responsibility is not how I perceive messages. That's not your responsibility. Your responsibility is to deliver the message in the way that I can receive it and it just be accepted. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. I have things with this. Like I struggle with this myself. So I'm not saying that I'm up here delivering this message to below, because I'm still down here. But the delivery and intent thing is so real. It's like I come off as aggressive sometimes, or bitchy, or, you know, like I'm a woman, a know-it-all. Like those are just some things that, you know, I've heard, or even strong-willed or not submissive in the dating scene. I've heard that about myself too. But maybe you just aren't delivering the message in the way that I need to hear it. Maybe you're not loving me in my own love languages, you know, whether that be romantic, friendships, anything like that. Like maybe you're not teaching me in a way that I learn. Mm-hmm. So delivery and intent, like it's multi-faced, I think. So just, I think your self-growth is your own, and make it your own message, but think about the delivery and intent a little bit.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, that's something that I definitely have to continue to address and think about, because I'll admit, like, sometimes social media it's a cesspool, what I like to say, and it's amazing how I can do things. I can still slide in someone's DMs, but know that this isn't going to end well, right? Because where is my intent coming from? Is it coming from loneliness? Is it coming from sexual frustration? Is it coming from feelings of abandonment from maybe a previous relationship with a woman, or just a texting situation that somehow went awry, or somehow became someone's getting ghosted type of situation? Right. And am I really doing what I need to do, doing the work to heal myself? Right. Or am I just looking for, almost like how they say, like a leech, like looks for like another host body or something, to try to fill a void, when at the end of the day, no one can truly fill that void that is in me. Right. Because human beings, human nature is that people are going to disappoint you. And I think that sometimes when we talk about not only self-compassion, but like self-esteem, I think it's easy for us to tell people, have high self-esteem, be confident, be positive. But another term I learned about is called toxic positivity, and how sometimes if you just went through something traumatic or something that happened to you personally, and I just hit you with, and let's say for whatever.
It's going to be all right, huh?
Yeah, it's going to be all right. Keep your head up. Be strong. You got it. Right. And it's just like, yo.
That's toxic positivity. Wow. Yes. I see that a lot. Yeah. I try not to be that girl. I understand where you're coming from. Your feelings are valid. Right. You talked about Dr. Brené Brown a little bit ago.
Yes. That's what I meant to say, doctor. I forgot to leave off the doctor. I mean to
give her her.
Yeah, she deserves it. Yeah.
You're amazing.
Sorry, I cut it off quick. Real quick before we do this, let me get my. I'm gonna mute this real. And we're back. Devin Zoolander here on the Devin Zoolander Show with the one and only Island Cuz. Was about to say Cruz, but I caught myself. Now, I hope that you noticed that I turned my hat backwards because
you're fly.
I'm fly, and I wanted to match your brilliance with my own brilliance. You know what I'm saying? Because me and you, we look good together on camera. Yeah, I mean, I think so. I mean, you know, we have
I think so.
Yeah, I think so. I think it checks out. We got some like varying complexions here. We have like different energies. We have like some chocolate energy. I'm not sure what that's called, but
Okay.
what do you call yourself?
Oh, man. No.
Okay, we'll work
Is
on
it
it.
a peach cobbler?
Okay,
Suffice?
peach cobbler.
Peach cobbler.
Okay, so we got chocolate and peach cobbler. All right, it's time for Thanksgiving. Yes, you're the talent. It's enough. All right. So we are talking about a lot of things. See, I wanted to have a silly conversation, but for some reason, the energy of my co-host today is very, very thoughtful and introspective.
Oh, I'm silly.
And deep.
No, I'm silly.
It's all good. It's all good. We are going to. I adapt. I'm matching the energy.
Matching vibes, matching energies is cool, but I'm silly. Like, I'm still funny.
Yeah. Everybody knows that.
Do they?
Hell no. you just the really pretty girl.
Pretty face.
Yeah, the pretty face.
Womp. Can we do the button?
Go ahead.
Womp, womp, womp.
Yeah. All right. But no, I'm just playing with you. You got a lot to offer. And I think that if people get to know you, then they will definitely see that, because you're someone that reads, you're someone that thinks a lot, thinks deeply, you're someone that cares about other people, but you're also someone that cares about setting boundaries, maintaining boundaries, respecting boundaries. So, and that's definitely something that I think sometimes the people that have the most trouble respecting boundaries are the people that have trouble setting boundaries. And learning that setting boundaries is a form of self-love, and that you're sometimes not DMing that person or not reaching out to this person to be a guest on the show just because you know the only reason you brought them on is because, well, they're a pretty face, but you don't know really what they sound like. You don't know if they really vibe with the vision of your show. Right. So just being able to just look deeper and to think about what is your intent rather than get to what the impact of your actions could be by just reaching out to someone, just thinking about, well, what is your intent for reaching out to them? Oh. Yeah. So, yeah.
You did put a lot of thought in that.
I mean,
that's awesome. Yeah. No, that's awesome. That's awesome. Good job.
Yeah,
I'm proud of you.
I appreciate that.
Thanks for not being so shallow.
Yeah. No problem.
Thanks for not being shallow.
Oh no, I'm real. Well, you know what's funny though? I gotta be honest. Like I am both. You
think you're shallow?
Sometimes.
Oh.
To an extent. Like, because look, don't get me wrong. You have. Let's just use you as an example.
Oh, me.
Right.
Spotlight.
Right. Spotlight. So the thing, I'm not sure which sound.
Oh, that one's a little Michael Myersy.
Yeah.
Oh, I like that one.
Right. It all started a couple weeks ago. I slid in someone's DMs. I thought, this person is so dreamy. Is she single?
Oh, am I single?
Is she open to being on the show?
Oh.
So that's fun. But anyway, yeah. So yeah, I was thinking all those things, and I'll be honest. Mm-hmm. We're being transparent here.
We're always transparent with each other.
Absolutely. So I think that you are very attractive.
Thank you.
And I think that you're welcome. And I think that for me, it's more than just just physically what you are. Because physically, I think who you are is definitely impressive. But I think what also is impressive is the way someone puts something together, because I think that there is a line that needs to be drawn between just physical attributes versus presentation, because you can have naturally long hair, but it might be unkempt hair. It might be unhealthy hair. It just might be long. And if the only criteria you have for beautiful hair is long, then yeah. So for you, I felt like your presentation was very fun. I felt like you have a very vibrant and bubbly energy. And when you're doing a show like this with people, I know how I am, but it can get very, very complicated when you're dealing with someone that doesn't, not saying that you have to smile uncontrollably like there's something wrong with you, but at the same time, you can't be this dullard that just kind of sits there with this RBF on the whole time and you're just looking like this. And it's just like, yo, we got a bright background. We got She Is Fearless right here. You know what I'm saying?
A little bit.
Yeah.
Got the color coordination going.
Right. We got the, like, this whole energy is like bright, and I want it to feel like raindrops and bubblegums and Barney and like cheerleaders. She's amazing. Yes, just
you're so charming.
Yeah,
you're so charming.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that. All things in time.